It's Monday morning, May 4th, 7:30. We left around about 6:45 out of Pelican, looking towards the east. Obviously, there's a beautiful sunrise, a little wavy coming out of the Boca Grande Channel, and waves are getting us on the beam. We'll be turning to the north here shortly, heading on up towards Lido Beach, Siesta Key, Sarasota, probably anchoring behind Lido Beach. I think it was called, is it Turtle? No, Otter Key or something like that. Anyway, once we get turned a little bit to starboard up towards the north, should be able to do some more, get the sails out some more. Angela, what are you doing there?
Just finished eating my banana and having my coffee,
Trying to. Let's take a look up top here. Well, I think it's in the high 60s, low 70s. Right now the helm's closed up. Once we turn towards the north up there, we might open it up as the sun comes up and warms up. And that's all for right now. Well, we obviously turned northbound. The wind's out here today, it's steady, around 17 knots, gusting about 24. Apparent wind angle, we're doing just about 60, about 59 degrees right now. Right now we're getting 20 knots of apparent wind speed, doing 7 knots through the water. I have to find my microphone to dampen out this wind noise. Can't get the jib any tighter. It's as tight as I can get it. Unless I turn into wind, maybe tighten it up and then back off again. So it's still lufting a little bit. I have the main reefed somewhat too, but we're almost on our rum line. I don't know if it shows, slightly to the left of our rum line here. Going up to Venice, and we'll cut into Venice Inlet. That's a pretty safe inlet. And then we'll motor up the intercoastal to Fiesta Key, and right between Fiesta Key and Lido, South Lido Beach, where we'll anchor for the night. We're approaching the Venice Inlet. We sailed all the way up here. It's 12:30 right now. Of course, now we're nose to wind, so drop the sails and head the motor into shore about a mile or so. We're going to go ahead and motor on northbound on the ICW up to Fiesta Key and Lido Beach, tuck in by Otter Creek, where we'll drop the anchor tonight. Still have a few more hours to go, a couple bridges to get under. This is the beautiful ICW heading northbound, just north of Venice. There's a man over here fishing with his kayak. We have our speed regulated, actually a little bit slow. I need to come up to about 4.5 to time our next bridge opening up at Blackburn Bay. This is the Blackburn Bay anchorage. We've anchored here before, just off the ICW. It's a pretty good spot, one of the few spots it's decent to anchor at. Here is still early May. This is love bug season, and Angela's trying to keep them out of the cabin. They're everywhere. I'm sure I can find one. Love bugs are camera shy. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Where's he at? He's still trying to hide. Look at that little bug. These dumb bugs, they fly into your face and everywhere else. As I mentioned earlier, we had a nice sail coming up from Pelican Bay this morning. Made good time. Just had to motor in about a mile and a half back into shore and into Venice Inlet. Still have the wind right off the beam now at about 10 knots or so. Like I said, just slowly motoring on up the ICW. Temperatures are beautiful. What, 76 degrees or something? I don't know. It's very nice and comfortable though. All right. The homes over here are pretty. Yeah, that's one of our anchorages right over in there. Angela just checking things out, making sure everything's in place. The boat got rather salty today. We were pretty much close hauled, close reach all the way up, about 55 degrees. I found that if I go slightly towards into irons a little bit, I could then tighten up the Genoa and then retrim it, but you just couldn't tighten the the Genoa with a lot of pressure and load on it while you're sailing. These winches have two 90-degree angle turns for the port side sheet, and makes it very difficult to try and get them tight. I mean, you can hold them tight once you get them tight, and that's what I had to turn into the wind a little bit, set it up, and then bear away. A little bit of salt, like I said, today. We got plenty of fresh water right now, full 100-gallon tank, and so we should be good for a little bit. Maybe we'll even get a rain shower to rinse some of this salt off, right? And so far, everything's been working well on the boat. Hopefully it stays that way. Our loose plans are, like I said, overnight at Otter Key by Siesta Key in Lido. And here's a spot at Dolphin. Or the light. Okay, so we're gonna look for a dolphin while we're at it here. And then tomorrow, probably head further north. We might go out of Big Sarasota Pass and head north. We're not sure yet. We do know on Saturday we need to be back down here at Sarasota. We'll probably grab a mooring ball at Marina Jax and then dinghy to shore and have a Mother's Day lunch or a day. The kids will come out and meet us there. I think Bobby and Chelsea and the kids, and then Rebecca and John and babies. That's the plan. Here we are anchored at Otter Key. Monday, May 4th, we left. We're looking kind of eastward right now, southeast. And we left Pelican Bay this morning, 6:45, sailed outside in the Gulf, came up in Venice, and then motored northbound across a few of the under a few of the bridges. We had to time that right up here. And where this is if we looking due east over here, on the other side of these mangroves, I think Bird Key, and then you have Sarasota. The big Sarasota Bay is over there. Sarasota Bay. As I pan around here behind me towards the west, this would be the south end of Lido Beach, which runs down through here, and we're going to go out this entranceway. That canal, or that inlet there, is Big Sarasota Bay. And so the houses you're seeing in the far distance over there, that's part of Siesta Key. And Big Sarasota Bay divides Siesta Key and South Lido Beach. But anyway, we've anchored here once before. It's a very nice anchorage. Usually no one shows up. Well, last time I think one powerboat showed up after the second or third day we were here and anchored behind us somewhere. It's relatively deep right here. It's 14 feet. We've got a 2-foot tide right now. We'll probably maybe we'll do some canoeing, or not canoeing, but kayaking. We have our kayaks with us today. So maybe we can kayak over there. And this structure has been here and documented. That structure there is part of an old dredging barge that's been there since I don't know how long, very long time. So usually there's some fish around that too. So I think we're gonna work ourselves up a drink, settle in a little bit. The love bugs have settled down a little bit now. They were pretty bad earlier today. It's a nice warm day there, right? It's gotta be 84.5 right now. So I'm gonna open up the windows now the bugs are gone. Let some air flow through. Today is Cinco de Mayo. Here we are at Otter Key. Sarasota's over that way. Yep, and the Circus Ringling Brother Bridge and Road run back this way. This is a great little anchorage we found a year or so ago. Really like it. It's quiet in here normally. Now we're looking towards the west. Where's the Gulf out there? Put up our day anchor marker there. We got really salty yesterday coming off the Gulf, and then it dried up like crystals. We found that it works best if you sweep the dry salt off and then hope for a rain. We got a little drizzle last night, and all it did was kind of wetten the salt, and then it didn't want to dry. So we're gonna try and sweep away the salt, hope for a little rain. Does she have a pile of salt right here, I think she says? Oh, down in that corner. Yeah, adds up. Later on tonight, we have to time the bridge. The Circus Bridge does not rise. It's a 65-foot bridge, and we have 2-foot high tide, so we'll have to wait till about 8:30 till we can get under it. Then we'll drop anchor on the other side and continue north tomorrow. We'll head up to the Cortez Bridge, drop anchor just south of that, and then go explore. But yeah, for today, it's South Lido Beach and Siesta Key beach. Cinco de Mayo 2026. Here we are at South Lido Beach, looking westward. Those buildings on the other side is Siesta Key over there. Brought the dinghy over. And some strange lady keeps following me. We were thinking about maybe, yeah, because I have a big boat, I cannot lie. Maybe we might bring the sailboat out and anchor it somewhere out in here. We thought about it today. We kind of got a late start. The boat's around the corner, just around the corner to the left at Otter Key. There's a view of Sarasota out there in the background. When we get done here, we'll head back to the boat, full anchor, and then around a little after 8 p.m. tonight, go underneath the Ringling Bridge when the tide goes down. We're preparing to go underneath the Ringling Bridge. We'll be going under there at 8:15 p.m. on May the 5th, 2026. Tide says it should be at 0.4 feet, plus 0.4. We'll see how this fares. It's a 65-foot bridge. The top of our antenna is 63 feet 2 or 4 inches, something like that. I think that's what it was. Yeah, we should be able to clear through that. There are some lights that dangle down below the bridge. You can't see them yet, with some chains. We just need to avoid those. There's the pretty sunset we're seeing. We're going to go on the other side of the bridge and anchor here before it gets too dark, and then tomorrow we'll proceed northbound. There's Marina Jacks over here on the starboard side as we're heading north. And they have mooring balls out here, and then further to the right over here is free public anchoring up in there. Well, we made it underneath this Ringling Bridge. Take a look at this now. They just lit up the bridge. How cool is that? Here's the skyline. We're going to go up ahead about another 2 miles and anchor up there where it's dark. We are at Siesta Key Bridge, waiting for the opening, holding up a little bit of traffic. Opening up just for us. May 6th of 2026. Back there is the Anna Marie Bridge we just went under at 45 past the hour. They opened at 15 and 45. This is looking westward, Anna Marie, and this then would be the northern tip of Anna Marie Island. We're heading out across the Tampa Bay over towards Fort DeSoto. That looking up ahead is Egmont Key. As we pan past this Genoa, it'll focus in. Over here is Fort DeSoto. Our plan is to go in behind Fort DeSoto. There's an inlet there we haven't tried before. I might give it a try. It might be a little skosh, but we got some pretty good tides today. As long as the winds aren't too bad, it's not too choppy, we'll give it a shot. Right now we've got 15 knots of wind coming from our starboard port, and it's like we're pulling in 7.3 through the water and 6.7 over the ground, fighting a little of the tide. And this is what it looks like on the chart, where we are and where we're heading. And actually, this route goes further, but what we're going to do is cut in here and anchor somewhere along in that area there, if that works out. It just gets a little shallow coming through that section. We'll give it a shot. If it doesn't look good or it's not going to work out, we'll bail out and we'll go up in here to St. Pete Beach somewhere. Really sitting right off of Fort DeSoto, anchored, the sunset, and watching the dolphins, as elusive as they are. Whenever you pull the camera out, they dive under and don't come back for a while, but they were just slowly coming to surface, and I guess they're fishing down there this evening, hoping to catch one on video, but so it goes. They're into some fish over there. Yeah, huh? He's just sitting on the surface right now. And look at this sunset. How pretty is that? Yeah. We have a dolphin playing right by our boat. Look at this. Where'd he go? He came up right here by the boat next to Angela before well, I had paused it. It scared her. He or she. I don't know why we always call dolphins he. Yeah. We were on the back side of Fort DeSoto. I think this pass is called Donces Pass, Donces Pass. And that's the park right there. Panning around towards the east, you can see the Skyway Bridge right there. Coming in on the pass, wasn't too bad. Of course, it was pretty high tide today. Had 2 feet high tide. We had a little bit of a current behind us, about a half a knot. And the shallow section is really out in the Gulf, first coming in. And the lowest we saw was 8 feet, which would translate to 6 feet at zero tide. After that, it gets deeper. And so that was worked out real well. It's just a little intimidating first time you come in here and no one has any info on it. The information I found is from 2019 or so. But yeah, it wasn't a real problem. We are anchored in 13 feet of water, and it gets deeper out there into the 20s. Over here on the shoreline, of course it goes, we gave ourselves a circle to where we shouldn't be swinging across anything more shallow than probably about 8 feet. But there were some people standing out in the water earlier. There's a park ranger, it looks like. All right, we're gonna settle in. Maybe we'll get the kayaks out. We'll see. We have all these bait fish under the boat. I guess they think we're gonna protect them. We're still at Fort DeSoto area, the boat anchored out on the dinghy, just looking around from the mangroves. We came across the manatee calf and her, and we've seen a lot of fish hanging around close to the mangroves. some snook, and a bunch of mullet and sheep's head so far.
This is Shelby Cooper.
The water quality just dropped a little while ago. When we were further back at the entrance back there, it was much clearer. We might head back there again. Visibility through the water was much better. It's rather still here right now. Looking straight ahead, you can almost pick out where the Don Cesar Hotel is at up there. And that's the Paso Grill entrance up that way. To the left is really Shell Key. This is the, I guess, the western side of Shell Key, all back in through here. We're at the northern point of Fort DeSoto Park. This is Donce's entrance, channel entrance. We came in yesterday. Well, it was going to be a little sketchy. There wasn't a whole lot of write-ups about it, but we got through there okay. It was a plus 2 foot tide. Didn't see anything less than 8 feet. Beautiful beach. We are anchored behind that sandbar back there somewhere. Very nice park. Canoed around. Had a nice day. Hanging out here on the beach today, enjoying fine weather. May 8th, Friday, 26, getting ready to leave Fort DeSoto. It's about 6:50 this morning, so we should be pulling out of here at 7 o'clock. There's the sun coming up. We have to get down to Sarasota for Mother's Day picnic at Lido Beach tomorrow. This is Donce's Pass, and we're heading out that way. It should be 1 foot above normal tide. It's relatively calm now, so that should go. Hopefully it goes well. Like I say, the sketchiest part is the furthest out by the Gulf. This is going to be my sunset view. We're here for tonight, just off of Sarasota, up against the mangroves. Nice and quiet in here. We were at Otter Key near Lido Beach this morning, and yesterday we did Mother's Day a day early, but it was a great Saturday at Lido Beach. All the kids came out to join us, including Bobby and his kids. We had fun with the grandchildren. We left about, what, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock I guess it was this morning. Got a late start, weren't sure what we were going to do. But there was just some light winds out, so we decided, well, let's just head on out of the big Sarasota Pass and see what we get. So we've been doing pretty good. 5 knots, good 5 knots all day. We're down to about 4 knots right now as the winds are slow. Well, about 120 degrees off the starboard side, true wind at 7 knots, and we're doing 4 over the water right now. Getting ready to have our dinner on the forward cockpit. That's part of this boat. Will be our view for dinner. Angela made us what kind of chicken? Butter chicken, some fresh green beans, and some onions and mushrooms in there over rice and some wine. Gonna be lovely. And we might catch sunset. It's about another 2 hours to go. Again, we left out of Sarasota, big pass. We're gonna head down to Boca Grande and go into Pelican for tonight. And we'll get in after dark, and then don't have to get up or go anywhere tomorrow. Monday the 11th of 2026. And we'll be heading home tomorrow. Back that way is Pelican Bay. We took the dinghy over to the end of the beach and then been walking up this way. We have the whole beach to ourselves today. This is Cayo Costa. We have been saving starfish that are right on the edge of the water right here by the little wake here, waves, and putting them out in the deeper water. I must have taken about 15 of them out there, a little deeper in the water. And we found sand dollars, and Angela just saw a baby flounder. It's unbelievable. You couldn't see it at all till you put your toe right on it. It took off and disappeared in the sand. Very camouflaged. There's been a few fish running up and down through here too. We saw a skate and a sheep's head, and caught a ladyfish earlier today. And yeah, it's just a lovely day out here to have this beach all to ourselves here at Cayo Costa. Monday, May 11th of 26. We left Pelican Bay back there about 8:30. We have 10, 11 knots off the beam, starboard side. And we're making 7.2 through the water, a little current behind us, 7.5 over ground. On our way home. There's our usual route. It's a pretty morning, a beautiful sunrise, just prior to sunrise, lots of pretty colors in the sky. It's about 76, 75 degrees this morning. It's going to get up to about 90 degrees. We're expecting some afternoon showers, so we're going to work our way on home before all that occurs. And this will be a conclusion to our week out on the boat. We went all the way up to Fort DeSoto and checked out a new anchorage and had a lot of fun up in there. Yesterday we had a good time walking the beach here at Cayo Costa. And like I said, head on home for now and then clean everything up, put it away, and then get ready for, we got a road trip coming up. That's all for today.